Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm sharing with you my monthly favourites, products that I have shown you over the last 4 weeks that I have been loving. Now firstly, I picked up 2 Beautybay pallets at the beginning of the month. They were actually running a promotion that if you picked up a certain amount of their pallets you received, so if you picked up 1 palette, you received a free brush. If you picked up 2, you received one of their brush collections. And if you picked up 3 different palettes, then you picked up one of their larger brush collections. So I picked up 2 and received this brush collection. You can also purchase it as well. Now I think it's called the Ultimate Brush Collection, but I'll obviously have it linked and listed down below. It looks like this, so it's black, but it's got pink detailing on it. You have a silver, I never know what to call this, but anyway, it's that metal part there which keeps the brushes actually in place there. Now, it's a really big deal for me to use different brushes because, as you know, if you're a regular viewer, I certainly stick to one brush for eye tutorials and for the face, but I have been using these. There's only one brush that I'm not 100% sure on, and obviously I'll get onto that, but for the other brushes I really love it. I have been using this one, which is a longer fluffy brush. It really works to blend in that eyeshadow, or blend out the eyeshadow. Then I have this one. Is another one that I really like. Now it's in between a fluffy brush and a packer brush, and I really like it because you can pop on the eyeshadow in the crease, for example, and then blend it out. So again, really like that. This one I've been using for either underneath to blend it out, in the inner corner. Really love that. I've also got an angled brush which is in the wash, which you can use either for, as I do, the inner corner or brows, whatever you want. This is the brush that I've not really got on with, and I've always wanted to test out these, and it is their fan brush. Now it's not anything to do with the quality, nothing like that. It's just that I don't particularly like that streak of highlight. I've really found that the brush that I use, which is one of the flex brushes from Revolution, it really distributes the highlight where I want it. I'm just not into, you know, putting it there and then leaving it. I really like a much more blended out highlight, and as you can see, I also like it you know, near enough all over my cheek. It just works for, I suppose, my face shape. But yeah, I do like it. It does work, but it's not my favourite. I prefer the like I say, the Revolution Flex brush, but it's a good brush, and if you like a fan brush, this is going to work for you. It's just, if I was using, I don't know, even a fan brush from, I don't know, MAC, anywhere like that, I still wouldn't like it. It's just not my favourite style of brush. This one I use for blush, which is their round topped brush. Really love it, and again it works beautifully for blush. Then this one, now in my video, in my tutorial using these, I love this, and this is the large powder brush. I use this for bronzer. It works beautifully if you want a really blended out bronzer, or perhaps a much more light bronzer. This is the one for you. Oh my goodness, did I love it. It's just unfortunate that I really like mine packed on, and that's why I use the NYX large fan brush. It really does pack on the bronzer. I don't know why, it just works for my face, that I like a lot more cheap product. This again is another brush that is beautiful, but I just didn't get on with it. And I used it for contour. I don't know why I didn't like it, but obviously there's gonna be some duds out of a whole collection. Nothing again wrong with it, it's just it didn't work for me. But the product, the brush is amazing, beautiful quality, washed up really well. It's just obviously I didn't like all of the brushes. Now this was a surprise to me because I always use for foundation you know, like a very densely packed brush, and I thought brushes like these just weren't going to work for me. I thought they were going to make my foundation look streaky, and it's one of these which is a two-tone brush, but it's quite long, but yeah, it really works beautifully on the skin, no lines, and again it washed up really well, so love that. I would certainly recommend this. The only reason I don't like those two brushes is, like I say, nothing to do with the quality, and I suppose I could use them if my other brushes are in the wash. It's just not my favourite brushes, but on the whole I absolutely love this brush set. I love the quality, love how they wash up, love everything about them. In fact, if I remember rightly, every time I've washed them up they dry very quickly as well. Love it. Okay, that's the brush set, if I can keep it in one place. Now, moving on to this, I know that you didn't like this collection of makeup very much, but I absolutely love this. And it's very, very difficult for me to find a highlight that I love. I'm actually wearing near enough a full face of Morphe today, and I'm not sure why. I'm going to have to keep the products out because I put everything away in drawers and I find it difficult then to use all of the products. But today I've used all of Morphe, and the highlight I am loving. But I'm very fussy about highlight. I don't like anything too harsh. I like it quite warm toned. I like it so that it looks like a dewy skin, I suppose. I like it so that it melts into the skin. I don't like anything too harsh, but I like it so that I can have the choice of building it up. So as you can see, I'm quite fussy about highlights. But this one is just beautiful, and it's from the Nip and Fab range, and it's called You Okay Hun. And I'm going to say it again, not a fan of the name. I think if you're going to bring out products or makeup, and you know, obviously distribute it in Superdrug or on, you know, they sell it on their website with their skincare, where lots and lots of people from all ages really rate their skincare. Why name a palette You Okay Hun, which to me shouts out a younger demographic? I don't know. I just found what they called their palettes, their eyeshadow palettes from that collection, their highlighters in general, everything shouts to me a younger demographic. And I think brands have really got to get on board with the fact that it's not just teenagers and you know, people in their 20s that purchase makeup. In fact, and I've said this so many times, when I was in my 20s, I actually was having my children and I hardly wore makeup. It's only since I've been like my late 30s and now I'm in my 40s that I'm really getting heavily back into makeup, and I know that you are too. So I'm not sure why brands shut out the older demographic. I'm just, you know, it annoys me slightly because, you know, I purchase a lot of makeup to share with you, and a lot of my viewers now are, you know, older, getting back into makeup. So I'm not sure why you would call a palette You Okay Hun. I don't know. I don't like the name of it. But anyway, rant over. I really love this palette. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. It's got some, I mean, I think there's 3 from within the range, and there is one that's got that really stark light shade. I'm sure of it. But this one, it's all kind of warm tones. It's absolutely beautiful. I did pick up the other one, which I can't remember the name of it, and it's got a rose gold in there, but which is really strange for me that I don't use that one, a rosy tone. But this one is all like golden shades, and this one is, I suppose, a little bit gold airing on like pink, sort of. But I mean, this is just a beautiful palette. It gives me everything that I want. I'll swatch all of them actually. As always, it's probably going to be quite a long video because I do like to go in depth. So you can see that one's more of a rose gold. That one's more of your, I suppose, light gold. And that one is, you know, your, I don't know, champagne gold. but even though that's quite light, it just works. They're beautiful powders. They retail for, this is another thing that I couldn't quite understand, because obviously these are sold in Superdrug and on their website. They actually retail for £20. They were on offer for 50% off, which would make them obviously £10. And I think £10 is a good price for them. I certainly wouldn't have bought any of these if they were 20. But yeah, there's a lot of things, I suppose, that I can't understand why the brand did it, but I really like the products. Perhaps that's why you didn't take to it. Perhaps it's because this, I don't know, you know, when you go, I mean, sometimes I walk into Superdrug and there's all youngsters all around the stands, and I do feel a little bit, should I be here type of thing. But at the end of the day, makeup is for everybody. There's no rules whether you want to wear brights or you want to wear neutrals. It's for everybody. And I think brands really need to get on board with the fact that everybody buys their makeup. So perhaps that's why you didn't take to this collection, and of course the price tag, but the quality is amazing anyway. Okay, the next one is much more recent, and I'm sorry I'm ranting, but I do feel so passionate about inclusiveness within brands, because obviously now I'm getting older, I'm feeling that, and I'm getting that negativity towards me wearing makeup and things like that. So yeah, I do feel passionately about the fact that everybody should be able to wear makeup, and I'd love to hear your comments on that. Okay, the next, like I say, is a recent share with you, and this is the Primark PS Island Escape range. And out of the two, I've got two products here to share with you that I loved, but this I think has to top it all, and it is the Island Escape 4-shade highlighter palette. And was I blown away by this. This retails for £5. Now at the time of purchasing, I actually thought, and I remember saying to my husband, wow, that's a little bit expensive for Primark. But I remember swatching it, being blown away by it, and then obviously I brought it home, and then I popped it in my box that I put everything in that I've got to share with you, and left it in there. And then I came across it a couple of days ago and thought I must share it again. So I'd forgotten everything that I had thought about in Primark. But then it all came back to me when I swatched this. I mean, this is outstanding. Now, what I'm going to do is just roll my sleeve up because I've already got lots of swatches. I can't get over the feel of these highlights. They are like a cream to powder. They are silky. They are silky smooth. They swatch beautifully, as you can see, but not only do they swatch beautifully, they look beautiful on the skin. They really are amazing. And bearing in mind that I have shopped from all sorts of brands, you know, whether it's, you know, high end, less expensive, and I can safely say that this is one of the best highlighter palettes that I have ever tried. The formula is just phenomenal. I mean, look at those swatches. There's no fallout. There's, you know, they swatch beautifully, and we often find, don't we, that when we swatch something it doesn't perform very well, but it really does. Beautiful. And I suppose if some of those shades do not work for you, then of course you can use them on your eyes. But beautiful. I mean, Nip and Fab, though that is a £20 palette, obviously it performs beautifully, but you can see the difference with the swatches there. And I know I've swatched it on, you know, my hand, which is a little bit more difficult, but oh, just stunning. Okay, the eyeshadow palette from the range is again amazing. It is of course the Island Escape High Intensity Eyeshadow Palette, and looks like this, and again this retails for £5. The packaging, amazing. The only thing I'd say is, please, if you're going to make card palettes, don't put these horrible stickers on there. Put it on the back, but I can get it off. It's just going to take some work. But really love the packaging with this. But the pans inside, not only are they large, they are gorgeous. It doesn't actually smell as bad as it usually does from Primark, but I really love these. Now this is my favourite shade. Wow, that one is called Cocoa Baby, and it just worked beautifully. I used all of these mattes, all of the mattes. In fact, I used that as well on the brow bone, but I used all of these, not for your classic sunset kind of look. I actually blended them all in, made it work, and it matched that shadow. It looked beautiful and it lasted, the intensity lasted on my eyes. It's just an amazing eyeshadow palette, and I've had a few comments during the week, particularly from one of you, saying that you had to close your eyes as you walked past the makeup. Well, I hope that you pick this palette up before you're on your Primark no buy, because this is just phenomenal. Again, so beautiful. Okay, now moving on to I'll do the eyeshadow palettes first and then move on to some other bits and pieces. Now, of course, Revolution released the Rachel Leary collaboration, obviously with them, so Revolution and Rachel Leary. And I purchased both, and I've definitely got a favourite, and I've got a few things to say about it as well. First of all, I absolutely love the packaging. I think it screams summer. Love it. Oh my goodness. I just love the packaging. I think it's probably, I mean, I know that Carmi's was in my favourite from last month, and I love that packaging so much, but I don't know, I just love this so much. I feel a bit disloyal saying this because I loved Carmi's so much, but I love this packaging. I suppose I love it, but in a different way, because it is different, isn't it? Now, I really loved inside this palette the fact that, so first of all, I love the fact that you have got rows of different face products. Obviously, I'll get into the eyeshadows in a moment. So you have highlights, you have blush, you have bronzer. You have highlights here that are totally different, especially that yellow. This one, I was really disappointed when I opened this. I thought, oh no, it's one of those stark highlights that I just don't like, but it's not. It's actually, it looks really, goodness, I'm gonna have to balance it. It looks really light, but actually when you swatch it, it's got that gold, I've got hardly any room left. It's got that golden reflect to it. It's just beautiful. Now obviously I'll just swatch all of the highlights. I'm going to have highlights all over my arm now. I'll just share those. So there's your highlight. So you've got that golden, it's like a champagne gold, but it's just beautiful. That is the yellow. So if you're thinking that yellow is not going to work, it's yellow, for goodness sake. It is just beautiful, and so is that one. Gorgeous. So not only have you got those highlights, you've got the blush, and not only do you have a matte blush, you have two shimmers. I suppose I probably should have said it the other way round. Not only do you have those two shimmery blushes, but you have that matte blush, and I like the choice. I often wear a shimmery blush because, you know, on day-to-day, especially at the weekend, I don't have a lot of time. I can just, you know, slap on a shimmery blush, I'm done, because that gives me the colour that I want, and also a little bit of a glow as well. But also I like matte blushes, so I really love that. Then she's given us two matte bronzers, as well as a shimmer, so exactly the same thing. Again, you know, sometimes if I'm short of time, I will just slap on a shimmery bronzer, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to glow. So I really love that. I really love the eyeshadows as well. I think again they've been picked really well. So everything in here I love. The only thing I don't like is that the bronzers are so orange. They make me look, I don't know, they just make me look like it's not me. You know, and I've just plonked this bronzer on. So even though I really like them, I just think the bronzers are a little bit too warm, and perhaps the 3 bronzers should have been in, you know, so that they can suit everybody's skin tone. I think perhaps the bronzers were geared up for people that bronze or self-tan or, you know, tan. So either self-tan or tan. That's what I think. But anyone like me who does not tan, even though I can if I wanted to, and I would go a very, very deep brown, but I just choose not to. And I think, you know, it's just a shame that there's not a bronzer in here that matches me, that is lighter, less warm. And I think if you're going to make a palette, rather than making it for yourself, if you're a making a palette with a brand or collabing with a brand, you probably need to make that you know, so that it's all inclusive. But other than that, I absolutely love it. I love the eyeshadows. I think that they are amazing. I don't know what Revolution's done recently, but their eyeshadows are beautiful. Now, I thought I was going to like the larger palette out of the 2 more. Actually, I like this one better. I have the same problem with the bronzers though. This is the On The Go. So the first one was the Ultimate Goddess. That's turquoisey green colour. This one is the Goddess On The Go. Now, I expected this not to really like this one because, you know, I do like bigger palettes as long as, you know, I can use all of the products. Again, I love the packaging, but this, I don't know whether it's because she's condensed all of the products into one palette, and I'm getting much more of, less of a choice, and I like that choice. I'm not quite sure, but this shade here in particular, and it's called Goddess. In fact, actually those 2, so Goddess and Obsessed, oh, they are so outstanding as eyeshadows. I think if you're going to get any one of these palettes and you want to, you know, can have, you know, if you don't like larger palettes, basically get this one, because for those 2 shades, it's just worth it. Again, you're getting that bronzer, but again, it's a little bit too warm for me. I was really surprised because they don't look that warm in the pan, but they really do look quite warm on the face. Perhaps I'll have to keep trying them out. Love the highlighters. Again, you get a deeper one, so basically you're getting 2 bronzers, or I'm getting 2 bronzers because of my skin tone, shimmer and matte, and then I'm getting a highlight which is not too stark, not too deep, and then I'm getting a shimmery blush. I would have preferred that to be a little bit more matte, but you know, as I mentioned, I use shimmer blush, but the eyeshadows in this one, especially those 2, outstanding. So all in all, really like this collaboration. You know, I'm going to be honest about all of the products, and even if I love something, you know, if there's something that I'm not quite, you know, 100% sure on, I'm going to let you know. Okay, Revolution also released this, which was a 4 palette collection, and it's their Maxi Reloaded palettes. They were kind enough to gift these to me to share with you, and the one that I absolutely am obsessed with is Large It Up, and it looks like this. Now, yes, I know it's neutral. I don't know why, but I feel guilty about liking neutrals now, because I think there's so many bright palettes out there and everybody wanting bright palettes that I feel guilty about liking palettes like this. But I just love it. It was my favourite look apart from one that I created, and I just love the mix in here. You've got those baked eyeshadows, you've just got everything, and I'm obsessed with it. So sorry for liking a neutral palette, but it's just what I like and what works for me. I've actually got a neutral kind of look on today from the Morphe palette. All of the makeup that I'm wearing today will of course be listed down below, but I'm just obsessed with neutrals. That's what I like. Okay, the next palette, and it's the last palette before I share other products, is this, and it's one of the palettes that I actually I picked up I picked up and got these brushes free. I've got my other phone in here. Let me just turn that off. Obviously I've got an email. There we go. Okay, this is the Evolve palette, and it looks like that. Oh wow. Now of course I do love the other one that I picked up as well, but I actually repurchased it because who knows where that went to. I'd always wanted this one and really liked it because of its more rosy tone. So first of all, let me show you the front. I mean, I just love the packaging because it's so beautiful and classic. But these eyeshadows are just amazing. I just love the Beautybay range as a whole. This was on offer. I picked up, like I say, 2 of these palettes and got that brush set for free, which was £25. So I just thought it's a no-brainer really, and I just love these shadows. They work so well. I won't talk about it too much because obviously I've rambled enough about the other palettes, but I'm just obsessed, and it's easy. All of the looks are in rose. Oh, just love it. I know it's £25, which for me is pretty inexpensive for such a large palette and the quality that you're getting. So that's all of the palettes that I wanted to mention today. Just obsessed. Now I'm on to some lip products that I wanted to share with you. Now Revolution, as you know, have released some lip products, and I picked up some, in fact I picked up 1 shade from each range. Obviously with their matte lips I picked up all 14, I think, from their original collection that they released. Now they've released more, I think near enough double, but I picked up Chauffeur in each of the formulas, you know, the extra formulas that they released, and wow, I am loving them. I cannot pick one formula that is my favourite because obviously I'm obsessed with the matte liquid lipstick, and I've shared all of those with you, but the other formulas, amazing. Now this is their Revolution Creme or Cream lip, and yes, it reminds me of the NYX lip cream, and I'm obsessed with that, but this is less money. These are, I think, are they £4, £5? And I just love it. Of course I picked them all up in Chauffeur and they all smell beautiful. I just love them. So Chauffeur in that lasts all day for me. Beautiful, just as good as the NYX. Then this one, oh wow, of course this is again Chauffeur. I want to pick up more of these, but I really want to find them in Superdrug, and I'm hopefully going to do that at the weekend and just bulk buy lots of them. I think these are either £4 or £5 as well. It's their matte lip. This again is Chauffeur. Obsessed. Again, lasts and lasts and lasts. Looks beautiful with a lip liner, looks beautiful without. But the real surprise out of the whole collection is this, and it's the Revolution Sheer Lip, and these are £3. £3. Oh, again, I picked it up in Chauffeur. Number 1, I love the packaging. I don't know what Revolution is doing, but their packaging is amazing. Their packaging screams to me better. I was going to say high end, but it doesn't scream high end. It just screams to me better. Better packaging for the money. So this was £3, and I'm getting quite a bit of product in there, a lot more product. This is their sheer lip. It's not sheer in any way. It is just glossy. So it's like a liquid lipstick, but it's glossy. So they've given me a liquid lipstick with some gloss for £3 in beautiful packaging. I can't really ask for more. Okay, so I was obsessed. I've been obsessed, and in fact I've worn near enough nothing else, but in fact this is the first day today that I'm wearing not one of those kind of products, because I'm wearing the Morphe to go along with the rest of the makeup that I'm wearing today. Now this, out of everything that I've shared with you today, is the star of the show. I picked up this probably about 4 weeks ago now, and I've got to do a review on it, but obviously I'm going to give it away a little bit now. And if you still want me to do a review, then let me know, because I'm probably just going to gloss over it a little bit. Now, I picked up the Nip and Fab No Needle Fix collection because they were having a deal on their website, and it was £5 for all of their face products, and then I think it was £2.95 for the hand cream. So I picked up everything, and I'm now actually going to purchase some more because I love it that much. So this is the hand cream. This is £2.95, or it was. I don't know if the website, and this is the Nip and Fab website that I picked them up from, has still got the deal on, but if it has, I'll link it down below. I'll link it down below anyway. Really love this. The scent of everything within the range reminds me of a scent from the White Company that I've picked up before. So it smells very, very high end, very expensive, and I just love it. The hand cream, amazing. It's a little large. I wish I could have a little one, you know, probably half the size, so I can have this in my handbag, but I can still fit it in, it's fine. Love that. But these are, wow. I mean, you can tell that I've been using them because this is so messy, and I've used nothing else this month. So this is the Nip and Fab Fixes No Needle Fix Eye. So this is an under eye cream, which is what I've been asking Revolution for a long time, ever since they launched their skincare, because I need something for my under eye. Obviously, I'm nearly 50. I need more. I need more than just a serum. I need more. Anyway, I used this. It actually, it blew me away because I could see results within 3 days. I think this retails for normally £19.99. They have this on offer, I'm sure, at superdrug.com and boots.com. I'm sure of it. Because I've been searching. I don't want to pay £19.95 or whatever it is. I want to pay less than that, and I'm sure it is half price at those stores. Obviously, if it is, I'll link it down below as well. Really love it. It's a pump, so it gives me just enough each time to pop under each eye. And I had some creasing starting to appear here. That's taken that away. I would rate this so, so much. Then I picked up this. Now, again, I've been asking Revolution for something for my neck because, again, I can't keep putting oils on my neck. It gave me spots. I had spots all the time because oil is just too much. I needed something else. So I picked up the Nip and Fab Fixes No Needle Fix Serum. That's what I need. I need a serum for my neck. And again, this I think retails for nearly £20, and I picked it up for £5. Again, it's a pump, just gives me enough product to put on my neck area. And again, beautiful. The spots have now gone, works beautifully, no spots, no issues, and I just love it. And then the last two products, I mean, these are all nearly empty apart from the hand cream. This one definitely is because I've just loved it. And bearing in mind, ever since I shared with you the video, I've used nothing else, like I say. This is the Nip and Fab Fixes No Needle Fix Moisturiser, and it's got SPF in it. Yeah, and again, I'm sure this is £20 reduced to £5, or it was on their website. Oh, love, love, love this. It's so thick, but it doesn't leave any residue, and it doesn't make my skin feel oily. It doesn't give me oil or make the oil worse. It's just amazing. That's what I need, and I think as you get on go on through your life, go on through your life, you need different skincare. So I need different skincare now to what I did in my teens and my 20s, and I need something much more thicker, intensive, and this is it. I'm not going to squeeze any out because I've got hardly any in there, but it is very thick. Really love the fact that it's got SPF. I'm just obsessed. This one is the No Needle Fix Night Cream. Again, love the fact that even though this is thick, you know, not so thick, and it is a liquid, this is much more intensive. So even though this is thick, this is even thicker, which is what I need. So this is their night cream, and this is, you're going to see now how much I've used. So it was full to the top. Another thing I really like about these is that you don't need to really slather it on because it's so intensive, because it's such good quality. You don't need to really, you know, slather it on like a face mask. You just need to a little bit, and that will work. And I really have seen results. I had a bit here and I could see it. It was dry. You know when you pinch your skin and it stays there like the back of your hand and you know you're dehydrated? That is what was happening there. So I knew the skincare, even though I love Revolution, it just wasn't working for me. I needed more. Like I said, I'm nearly 50. I will be at the end of the year. So I've got to make sure that I take care of my skin because, you know, I want to try and look as good as I can for as long as I can. And this has really, really given it to me. So although, yes, I still rate the Revolution skincare and I still love it, I just needed something more, and this range has given it to me. So that's everything that I wanted to discuss with you. If you want a more in-depth review, then let me know and I will do that for you. If you're looking for skincare, if you want something that works, and you know, at the end of the day, you've got to look after your skin. You've only got one skin. You're not, even though obviously it replenishes itself, but you've got to look after it, because once those signs of age, they start hitting, you know, that's it. Sometimes it goes so far and you can't do anything about it. I was lucky. I saw what was happening and I changed, and you know, now I'm really, really happy. And it's working terrifically. Like I said, I really saw changes within 3 days. So, and usually it's a whole month that you have to wait before you see those results. So I'm really, really thrilled with this range, and I'm not sure now if I'm going to swap because I just love it so, so much. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Love to hear your feedback on any of the products that I've shared with you today. Are there any products that I've shared with you today that are your favourites as well? And of course, if you are brand new to my channel, if you've just stumbled across me, I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. But as always, until tomorrow now, thank you so, so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.